Most companies map out their chain of command on paper using a traditional organizational chart. It plots out a perfectly symmetrical hierarchy where every manager has a clear set of reports and directives flow logically from the top down. But the moment a complex product launch goes wrong, those neat lines shatter. Departments retreat into silos. Critical information gets trapped in bottlenecks, and teams that look perfectly aligned on paper fail to communicate in reality. A leadership team can spend months drafting a brilliant business strategy, but if the company's internal structure actively prevents employees from executing those ideas, the strategy is useless. Organizational expert Naomi Stanford compares building a company to building a vehicle. Organizational design is deciding what the vehicle's purpose is. You have to decide if you are designing a Formula One car for speed or a rugged Jeep to cross the desert. Once the car is built, you need organizational development. This is the continuous process of keeping the vehicle in peak condition, making sure it has the right fuel, tuning the engine, and teaching the driver how to handle it effectively. A perfectly engineered chassis goes nowhere without a skilled driver, and a talented driver cannot win a race in a broken car. An enterprise only moves forward when its structural design and its human performance are aligned. Organizational design focuses strictly on the architecture of the business. It is the process of defining reporting lines, dividing up tasks, and arranging functional roles to directly serve the company's strategic goals. This is the Star Model, a framework mapping a company's design policies across 5 nodes: strategy, structure, processes, rewards, and people. If a strategy prioritizes standardization, it requires a centralized structure. There is a direct link between the company's direction and its decision-making power. Conversely, if the strategy relies on rapid product innovation, a centralized hierarchy will move too slowly to succeed. That goal requires a decentralized, flat structure with lateral processes that allow information to flow freely between departments. But treating a company solely as a mathematical equation creates blind spots. An optimal blueprint often leads to poor decisions on the ground because human beings do not behave like static, predictable cogs. This is where organizational development enters the picture. It is an evidence-based process dedicated to improving a company's overall effectiveness by focusing on its people and its culture. While design handles the hard architecture, development focuses on soft elements like the ones found in the McKinsey 7S model. The McKinsey 7S model is a management framework analyzing 7 internal elements of an organization to assess its alignment. Practitioners look closely at shared values, leadership style, and staff capability. You can design cross-functional teams to encourage collaboration, but if the culture only rewards individualistic behavior, employees will compete rather than cooperate. To fix this, practitioners use targeted interventions. They implement team-building exercises, conduct leadership training, and diversity programs to actively shift the workplace culture and build the organization's capacity to adapt to new workflows. Moving boxes around on an organizational chart achieves very little unless you simultaneously evolve the behaviors and the mindsets of the humans working inside them. In practice, the structural choices a business makes and the behavioral outcomes of its employees can never truly be separated. This flowchart illustrates how organizational design criteria directly influence human actions. The rules dictating who decides what and how information is shared filter down to shape employee behavior, ultimately producing the dual outputs of performance and culture. True organizational effectiveness only exists at this intersection. A company thrives when its structural design and its human culture actively reinforce one another. The modern business climate is often described as a VUCA environment. VUCA is an acronym that stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity, representing the unpredictable forces that cause rigid, static hierarchies to fail. To survive, companies are making a necessary evolutionary shift. They are transitioning from treating organizations as predictable machines to managing them as adaptable organisms. Today, leaders use AI-driven visualization tools and advanced data analytics to monitor their workforce. These systems allow managers to identify talent gaps and adjust spans of control in real time. The era of massive, infrequent corporate restructurings every 5 years is fading. It has been replaced by continuous, operational organizational design, where small tactical adjustments are made constantly. A successful enterprise is never finished. It is a living cycle of design and development. constantly tuning its engine to navigate whatever challenges tomorrow brings.